Okay guys, welcome back. In the spring I told you that I would make a film on how we make our feed, so that's what we're doing today. We're getting ready to wean calves in the next week, and so we've got to make a ration for those calves. The mother cows, they're not off the mother cows yet. They'll be on the fence line feed bunk. They're eating hay, and then we're going to wean them across the fence, but we need a weaning ration. The ration that we're making today for the next week before we wean, we put a little itty bit in the feed bunks when the mothers and the calves are together. And of course the mothers know how to eat, so they run up and eat at the bunk, and the calves follow their mothers and they get bunk broke is the term, but they learn how to eat out of the bunk. So first thing we're doing is we're grinding soybean splits from the cleaner, and we are grinding wheat mids. Both of those are stuff from the cleaner. So since this is a weaning ration and we don't want to put too many raw soybeans in because they can bother the calves' rumens, for this grinder, an Artsway 425, we're going to put in 10 buckets of soybean splits and 4 buckets of wheat mids. And to grind them, you have to use this to grind soybean splits so that the calves can digest them, or so that they get broken up and get all the good out of the protein. You have to switch screens in your grinder, very important. So I think that this is a 3/16 screen, and it is what we will use to process the wheat mids and the soybean splits. Okay guys, now we are back at the other barn and we're going to grind some alfalfa hay. This is where we put in our supplements. You could put in calcium carbonate. Since we are weaning, we are going to put in 50 pounds of diatomaceous earth in this 2-ton grinder. We're going to use one 50-pound bag of diatomaceous earth for the calves, and so you've got to take your small screen out, switch to your big one. But I wanted her to get a close-up look of what that 3/16 screen does to those soybeans. It turns them into the most beautiful bean meal you've ever seen. Okay guys, remember diatomaceous earth is like glue, ultra-fine powder. Obviously you don't want to breathe it in because it's a hazard to your lungs, but it's kind of sticky. So be careful when you're handling diatomaceous earth. But the reason we put that in is that it is not only an internal parasiticide, but it helps the calves fight off coccidia. It helps their rumen clean itself and renew itself. So, okay guys, the next thing that we're going to grind is square bales of alfalfa hay. The alfalfa hay, once again, will give us some vitamins and minerals, and it makes the feed smell good so the kids want to get on the feed. Okay guys, the next thing that we're going to add are oats. And when you're weaning calves, oats are very important. Once again, they keep that rumen healthy in the transition to the corn and the soybean diet. Oats, we're going to add 20 buckets today. So for the next month and a half, we will continue adding oats to every time we grind. And we do it in a decreasing amount. So this tank here, which will last a week, we're going to put 20 buckets in it. Next load 15, that third load, maybe down to 10. But measuring the ingredients, you have to measure the ingredients, because when you wean beef calves, you're building, it's like their rumen is it's a bacteria culture. So there's bacteria culture going on in there, and you have to keep the feed constant so that they devour. So all of our ingredients get measured in. We had the corn, or the beans and the wheat at the start. We put in 3 bales of alfalfa, Now we're going to put in 20 buckets of oats, and then we will top it off with the ear corn. Also here, another thing I didn't mention, when we're doing these oats, we're running them through with the larger screen, but we're keeping the RPMs on the tractor low. We're not trying to turn the oats to powder. We are trying to rough them up a little bit. Okay guys, the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to grind corn until the tank is topped off. This is my favorite time of year because we're grinding corn off the wagons because all the bins are full and we filled the wagons, so we got to grind the wagons first. No scooping. Okay guys, so here's the finished product. This is an organic, entirely homegrown feed ration for our weaning calves. Lots of fiber, a little bit of protein, but it will keep the little fellers healthy and it will keep them growing. Thanks guys.